Welcome back to JV Foodie. Today, we're making burgers because apparently May is National Burger Month. So let's make some burgers. First things first, the cheese. We are making a red, white, and blue burger. So the white for this burger is actually coming from white cheddar. So I am using what we had left in our fridge. It was about half a block's worth of white cheddar, and I am shredding this up and just putting it into the bowl and off to the side for later. The next order of business is to take care of the beef. So I am using a pound of 85/15 ground beef. I am going to use a scale to measure out the weight of all of them so that I end up with 3 even balls of meat that I can then move on with. Now I'm going to do something that looks a little weird here. Our meat was sitting in a thing of water to help speed up the defrosting process, and it ended up getting waterlogged because, come to find out, the seal wasn't perfect on the meat package. So I am squishing these balls of ground beef onto a paper towel. You see my husband helps with sprinkling some salt, and I am just drying these out some. But this is not necessary if your beef is not waterlogged like mine was. Now, if your ground beef was not waterlogged like mine was, you can just go right to this step after you've measured and weighed them all out. So now you're going to form the beef patties. So I am making them a little bit larger than the palm of my hand, and I want to try and get them as even as possible with a small indent in the middle so that when they cook, they don't bubble up and we end up with a nice even burger. Have no fear. If you end up squishing them a little too much and you start noticing some larger cracks along the side, just go ahead and start giving that a turn and kind of pressing it all back together into a nicer, more cohesive disc. Once you have your beautifully formed patties, you are going to generously salt them on both sides and also some freshly ground pepper on both sides as well. Now off to the grill, or in this case, my pan. Okay, so it wasn't just a pan. I'm using a cast iron skillet, but you could totally use a pan. So, anywho, I'm using a cast iron skillet. As you can see, this skillet is decently hot. I had it on while I was forming my patties, so it's been going for a few minutes. You can see a little bit of the smoke coming off of it from the oil that was in there, and those patties are going right into that roaring skillet, and we're going to start this wonderful crusting process on that first side. My household likes a medium rare to medium burger, so we're going to let these sit for 2 minutes on this side, let them get some nice browning action happening before we flip. And as you can see at the 2-minute mark, you can see some of that nice browning has occurred. And then I do actually flip it, and we will cook these on this side for at least 1 to 2 more minutes. I can already hear some people talking in the back like, oh my God, a medium rare burger. How could she ever? Food poisoning, bleh. Fear not. I do read these with a thermometer. So if at 2 minutes on this other side, you are at all concerned about your beef not being cooked to a temperature that you feel safe eating, grab a thermometer and see how it's looking. Like, I will tell you right now, these were not at a place where either of us were going to eat these. So they did stay on the skillet just a little bit longer so that we could bring them up to a safe eating temperature. Side note, I am also aware that you can cook meat for a longer period of time at a lower temperature and still achieve the desired effect of reaching like that standard 145 temperature, but that's another topic for another day. Now back to the cheese. So we had this ingenious idea to take the cheese on the still pretty hot skillet and have it get melty and maybe just crunchy a little bit on the edges since it is cheddar, and then put the burger on top of the cheese and then scrape it all up. It was a good idea in theory. As you can see, you're probably like, ooh, maybe never thought of that. It didn't work out that well. I would not suggest this, though they still tasted really good and really delicious, and just like I didn't mind, but aesthetically pleasing, not so much. Aesthetics aside from the way like the cheese looks on the burger, once you put it all together, no one's really gonna notice, okay? So let's talk about building this burger. To assemble our burgers, we are going to start off with a good old-fashioned potato bun. Going right for it, never disappoints. Okay, we're going to take our most aesthetically pleasing burger, because I'll be honest, that's what we did, and we put a little extra white cheddar on top, and place it right there on the bottom portion. So this is a red, white, and blue burger. The red portion of this burger, besides the fact that this is a red meat, is coming from the red onion. Raw red onion, thinly sliced. Up next, we're going to add some lettuce. This is nice, fancy looking lettuce. You could use whatever lettuce you would like. And then last but not least, the blue portion of our red, white, and blue burger, our blueberry barbecue sauce we made last week for National Barbecue Day. And then that is our red, white, and blue burger. And this is the best burger I personally have ever made. So, moment of truth, I typically do not like raw onion on anything, especially my burgers. Caramelized onions, fried onions, grilled onions, give it to me. Raw onions, hard pass usually, but it is so good on this burger. The combo of the white cheddar and the beef and the blueberry barbecue sauce, it all just works together and it is so good. This burger was so good and actually surprised me. I had already ate dinner and I ended up eating almost half of this burger the night we filmed this. So give this burger a try, maybe step outside of your comfort zone a little bit and just, I promise you, just try it. If you don't like it, you never have to eat it again. But even if you don't like it, I hope you enjoy National Hamburger Month before the end of the month happens. And if you try this and you end up liking it, leave a comment down below. Or if there's another burger option recipe that I should most definitely try, leave that down below as well. And until next time, bye-bye everybody.